What's up everybody, welcome to Money Management channel. My name is Andrei and today I'm gonna be doing an update on MMTLP and FINRA saga.
I got the cash in the bag, stadium packed, born a rock star in this life, gonna live it up.
And for today's video guys, I have several quite interesting news. First of all, I will show you another evidence of the pure conflict of interest that is happening inside FINRA. On top of that, I will show you quite interesting update and potentially within next several hours we will see the interview of Wes Christian in regards to the naked shorts and other questions that will be made by Kevin Malone. On top of that, guys, I will show you an update that can open a door to the sensitive information that FINRA is trying to hide. And this is quite interesting FOIA request that will be made in future and that might lead to quite interesting updates. On top of that, I will show you a new data from our 1209 cases, and it is also a quite interesting development. So, before we dive deep into all of this, guys, please hit the like button for YouTube algorithm and drop me a line in the comment section if you think my videos are valuable for you. On top of that, if you want to know more about technical analysis, if you want to enhance your trading skills, feel free to subscribe to my YouTube channel and join my Patreon account. And for now, guys, I have three tiers. It is Discord access tier, Safe Haven and Gold tier. And if you want to just be in line with all the latest news and with the most recent actions and potential upcoming actions of the US stock market, it is more than enough to join just Discord access. If you want me to cover your personal position and if you want me to create a plan for you to invest in stock market, Safe Haven is for you. The only difference in between these two tiers is that on Safe Haven tier you will have a monthly 30-minute Zoom call session with me. And the Gold tier is for people who want to take the most from my experience and from my knowledge. And in this tier you will have a 30 minutes weekly Zoom call with me where I will teach you how to beat the market. On top of that, guys, for the members of this tier I will give my personal signals where to enter and where to leave the position. I will do it when market conditions are more predictable for swing positions. So, and let me give you a sneak peek on the Discord group. You can see that I publish a lot of updates on the market, and as you can see, I even make predictions of its upcoming movements. And if you follow my channel for quite some time, you know that I have a very high level of experience in this type of trades. And guys, in this Discord group, I explain a lot to my patrons, and I do a lot of technical analysis on demand on different assets. Here is the general sentiment of the market on April the 10th. Here is INTC, ISRG. Here is JDR, KLB, MSTR, and other ticker symbols. You can see that I do it pretty much 2 or 3 times a week. And all of my community members know how to benefit out of these market conditions. So guys, and let's begin today's video with this tweet that was written by Ron Greco and that was reposted by John Burda. Ron Greco wrote, "Mr. President, sorry, Paul Atkins is the wrong guy to usher in the new day of the SEC. He appears to be conflicted. Who vetted Atkins? They should be fired. Looks like he has worked with one of the largest facilitators of counterfeit share creation. See below in blue. Time to look at new chairman. You are losing at the SEC. Regards, US taxpayers." And guys, he refers to the information that I covered just a couple of days ago. On top of that, guys, I covered this information about the connection of Paul Atkins with the Virtu Financials about several months ago. Let me show you that I'm not the only person who did it. Ocelot also made several statements about this at the very beginning of this year. And Amy, guys, take a look right here. 17 hours ago, she wrote the same, basically same. And she refers to her own tweet that she wrote on March 28th. So, She wrote, "Do Curtis and Jung Sevi know that Paul Atkins was an expert witness for Doug Sifu for the current shakedown SEC case against Virtu? Super dummies." And she added the part of the screenshot with the official statement that, let me quote this, "Atkins's financial disclosure also show he has been an expert witness for clients that have been the target of SEC enforcement, such as Virtu Financials and JP Morgan." A Virtu spokesperson referred Reuters to a court filing which referenced Atkins's work for them, and a spokesperson for JP Morgan declined to comment. And yes, guys, I have to admit that well, sometimes the MMTLP community just need to be very careful with the statements and need to be just quite attentive to the details. Because a lot of people inside the community as well are pointing to some issues that other people don't see or don't want to see. And this is one of these examples. On top of that, guys, let me show you that we still have a lot of evidence of the conflict of interest. And Rare DD wrote this 16 hours ago. "Why do you keep pretending like you don't see it? Ignore that the focus is mainly on dupkick in the first image, and observe that the members of the UPC were in place for multiple years, but drastically began to abandon the committee after the events of MMTLP and the scrutiny that resulted from the efforts of the community. The UPC members at the time of the U3 halt had over 200 years of combined experience, but we are to believe that they were unable to avoid the current issue related to settlement and clearance that we now find ourselves experiencing for more than 2.5 years. Isn't it more logical that their actions served the best interest of the firms they worked for, the firms that had liabilities in MMTLP?" And guys, he added several screenshots of the mentions of several UPC committee members that they had liabilities in, well, this is the original distribution of shares of the following members of the UPC committee on or about October the 20th of 2021. The UPC members are listed with their companies. And here is the number of shares that these UPC members, UPC U3 halt members had, and potentially they still have these shares. And yes, in my opinion, it is a pure conflict of interest. On top of that, Rare DD wrote this. Wait a second. So, I don't know what's going on here, but I just noticed that FINRA must have updated the members of the UPC committee for June 2024 late. Image 1. The problem is, we know from FINRA that these names weren't on the original UPC committee that became effective on June the 1st, 2024. Image 2. This is just another lie that FINRA has been caught in, very similar to when they claimed to have been transparent in their correspondences with the next breach. In image 3, observe that FINRA first posted a few correspondences with next breach hydrocarbons and dated the page July 27, 2023. Proof that they weren't transparent with the correspondences dating back to April 2023 until July, shortly after next breach hydrocarbons referenced the correspondences. Then in image 4, observe that FINRA updated the image to include more correspondences with next breach, but they also backdated the page to April 18, 2023. To falsely give the impression that they've been transparent since the correspondences began. These are manipulative and dishonest tactics that don't need to be utilized if there was nothing to hide. And I completely agree with this statement, guys. Even if they try to cover all these actions like some kind of technical issues, that they tried to do the same with the deletion of MMTLP symbol back in February of 2023, about 2 months after it was halted by the U3 halt. And it is quite similar to that action. That is why, guys, again, this fact should be in our litigation processes. And by the way, in regards to the litigation processes, I have some interesting update and I will cover it within just several minutes. But for now, let's take a look at this news. So, Kevin Malone wrote this tweet just several hours ago, and he wrote, "Tomorrow night, 7 p.m. Eastern, we will be interviewing Wes Christian, Life is Good." And guys, Wes Christian, it is a very well-known person inside MMTLP community, and this interview will happen within several hours, and I have to admit that for now Wes Christian is quite controversial person. But first of all, I want to pay attention to some other add-ons, some other comments under this tweet. Kevin Malone wrote, "This interview will be with the Ham Short Killer." And again, well, I don't want to tell that someone is a paid shill, but a lot of facts tells me that potentially Ham Short Killer is pumper and dumper. And you can see this set of tweets, set of posts from Waxy. His Twitter account is polypeanuts3. And he basically explains why you shouldn't rely on the opinion of Gary Vianotti. Because, guys, I have to admit that even I see and I saw several tweets in regards to, for example, Marlin Automotive, where he tried to pump that stock. And you know that I made a lot of videos on Marlin Automotive, and I told multiple times to my viewers that it is just well, it is the worst company ever, with the real thieves in the board of directors. And yes, I was right for 100%, because this stock, if you know its history, had several reverse stock splits within just 1 year, and the process of infinite dilution never ends. That is why each and every person who invested in Marlin Automotive lost his money. So that is why you have to be very cautious with the opinion of Ham Short Killer. You can see that he also photoshopped the truck, and well, let me show you somewhere here. Wait a second. This picture of Gary Gensler, who ran away from the photographer, was cooked by Ham Short Killer, allegedly by him personally. And that is why, guys, yes, he has a lot of, let's say, unpleasant statements and actions that doesn't give him a lot of credibility. On top of that, let me show you some questions that potentially will be asked. Jennifer Vetrana wrote this 13 hours ago. Can you ask Wes how many mother loads he has had? MMTLP fiasco. And yes, one of the most famous statements of Wes Christian was that he told multiple times that MMTLP is a mother load of naked shorts. But at the same time, guys, well, he didn't explain after that statement what did he mean, and what is his discovery that he made for MMTLP. On top of that, let me show you another question that might be asked by Kevin Malone. Syntax Queen of the Metaverse wrote this. I would ask if he was paid by funds acquired from non-toxic lenders and naked short sellers in regards to MMAT. And guys, for some of you this question might be quite weird, but let me explain you why Syntax Queen of the Metaverse want to ask this question. Here is the article that was published on August 18 of 2006 on NewYorkPost.com. You can see this website. You can find it by the title Shorts Nemesis Dumped a Client Shares. And here is just a couple of paragraphs of this article. Texas plaintiff's lawyer James Wes Christian, the legal mind behind the rush of claims alleging naked short selling in penny stocks, appears to be quite the trader himself. Records obtained by the Post indicate that Christian was consistent seller of several companies that he is representing in high-profile and bitter legal fights. One of the Christian's first clients, Dan Robesta Nanopeers Technologies, is arguing in Georgia Supreme Court that it had been abusively sold short by a former private equity investor. According to documents obtained by the Post in May 2001, several months after Nanopeers retained Christian to launch one of the initial lawsuits against naked short sellers, and after the publicity surrounding the legal battle goosed the stock price, he began unloading blocks of stock. Well, guys, it is another quite substantial question mark to Wes Christian's actions, and that is why you have to be very cautious with all of the statements that this person will tell to Kevin Malone. So let me show you another quite interesting update, and it is one of the most important news for today's video. Scott wrote answer to the tweet that was written by NBH MMTLP. And it says, I asked who authorized, reviewed the denial of all MMTLP-related FOIA requests and under what authority that decision was made. It has now been determined that the FOIA office failed to conduct an adequate search for the requested records. Remanded back to FOIA office now. And Scott Roth responded, good work, keep plugging. And let me show you this letter in details. It was written on June the 2nd of this year from Securities and Exchange Commission. And here you can see that Melinda Hardy signed this letter. Let me quote you this in details. So, dear Mr. and you can see that it is just asterisk, several asterisks instead of the name. It is the name basically is blacked out. This response to your Freedom of Information Act appeal of the FOIA officer's decision concerning your April the 30th, 2025 request for the name and title of the individual or individuals responsible for the denial of your FOIA request related to MMTLP. Your request that the response specify who authorized or reviewed the denial and under what authority. By letter dated April the 30th, 2025, the FOIA office informed you that its search did not locate any responsive records. On April the 30th of this year, you filed this appeal. You assert that the denial was made without citing a legitimate exemption, which you believe may be a violation of your First Amendment right to receive information and communicate with our government and your rights under the FOIA law, which was passed to uphold government transparency. In an email to my staff regarding the scope your request, you advised that the message is directed to the FOIA office with the authority to deny or close FOIA requests related to MMTLP. You add that shareholders are seeking clear and truthful answers, but no one has been successful in obtaining information from the SEC's FOIA office. I have considered your appeal and find that the FOIA office did not conduct an adequate search for the requested records. I am therefore remanding your request to the FOIA office to renew its search. Should any responsive records be located, the FOIA officer will determine the applicability of any FOIA exemptions. You may contact this person in regards to status of this request. So guys, I have to admit that it is quite a good idea to just, well, not to try to find the information via FOIA requests about the MMTLP story, but try to find via the same FOIA requests who tried to protect the sensitive information from MMTLP shareholders. And this might be quite interesting development, because in this case we will attack not the most, I would say, protected part of this information, but we will attack the least protected part of this entire system. And if it succeeds, guys, definitely it will be a huge success, and it will be a huge breakthrough in our case, because in this case we will know for sure who and how we should act in order to receive the sensitive information, and what type of requests we have to make. So let's take a look at some updates in our litigation processes. We don't have any new filings in Orogrande versus Securities and Exchange Commission, but we have several filings in other cases. For example, Daniel Spears versus Securities and Exchange Commission. And here you can see under the docket number 50, just yesterday, it is withdraw as attorney. And here is the more elaborated title of this document. Motion to withdraw as attorney by Gregory McCabe. Motions refer to Judge Ronald C. Griffin. And guys, it is not the only request that was made by Greg McCabe. The same exact document was filed in Wilcott versus Securities and Exchange Commission. You can see again, it is a motion to withdraw as attorney by Gregory McCabe. Wait a second, somewhere here. Yes, Peace versus Securities and Exchange Commission this case has even 4 most recent dockets, and one of them is also withdraw as attorney. But let me show you what do we have in other dockets. So under the docket number 48, it was filed a motion for leave to file reply in support of motion for limited discovery by Matthew J. Peace. Next one, motion to withdraw as attorney by Gregory McCabe, as already mentioned. Next one, motion to stay case by Matthew J. Peace. And this one is quite interesting. Text order granting motion for extension of time to file response or reply entered by Judge Ronald C. Griffin, because plaintiff Matthew Peace did not respond to Defendant Securities and Exchange Commission's motion within 7 days of its filing. The court construes the motion as unopposed. Accordingly, Defendant SEC's motion is granted. Defendant SEC's deadline to file a reply is June 11th of this year. So I have to admit that on the one hand, it might be just predefined action from Matthew Peace, where he just didn't want to answer, and because of this, this motion is granted automatically. But on the other hand, if he intended to answer, to respond to this document, well, it is not the best news, because it is very difficult as a pro se plaintiff to file and to know what you should file and at what time. That is why, guys, well, for now I don't have any other evidence rather than this document is granted, well, the details potentially will be disclosed later on. So let me show you, do we have another similar filings in the rest of our litigations? Well, no, I think that's it. And if you like my video, guys, please hit the like button and subscribe to my channel with notification bell, and see you guys and girls next time. Bye!
I got the cash in the bag, stadium packed. Born a rock star in this life, gonna live it up on the attack. Baby, I'm bad, I just wanna get caught up in this life. I'm crazy, I'm mad, doing no cap. Only God wants you.